In this video, let's see the topic on contact pressure and settlement. First of all, myself B. Chelapriya, Assistant Professor Civil, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology, Palkulam. So first one is contact pressure. So contact pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted between the soil and the foundation is called as contact pressure. Due to pressure distribution may lead to cause a settlement. So first one, contact pressure. The stability of structure is mainly depends upon the soil foundation interactions. So it is important to know about the contact pressure developed between the soil and the foundation and its distribution in different conditions and what are the different type of settlement. So first one, contact pressure distribution under footing. There are two types of footings on different type of soil. First one is distribution of pressure under flexible footing and second one is under rigid footing. So flexible footing means it can be flexible. Rigid means it is a stiff in footing. So first one, contact pressure distribution under flexible footing. For cohesive soil, the settlement is maximum at the center and minimum at the edges, which makes to form like a bowl-like shape as shown in a figure. But flexible footing in cohesionless soil, the settlement at center becomes minimum and maximum at edges, which is opposite to the flexible footing over cohesive soil. But in flexible footing, the contact pressure is uniform along with the settlement line, which is shown in a figure. But the contact pressure distribution under rigid footing, here for cohesive soil, the settlement is uniform but contact pressure distribution is vary. So here the contact pressure is maximum at edges and minimum at the center, which forms like inverted bowl shape as shown in figure. But rigid footing in cohesionless soil, the contact pressure is maximum at center and gradually reduces to zero towards its edges. Here the settlement is uniform in these cases also. So next one is factors affecting contact pressure and distributions. What are the factors affecting the contact pressure distributions are? First one, stiffness of footing, compressibility of footing and type of footing. So first one is stiffness of footing. So stiffness of footing, the contact pressure is uniform in case of flexible footing, but in rigid footing the contact pressure varies. So depends upon their foundation type, the stiffness may be vary. So depends upon this, suitable footings are to be provided to avoid the settlement. Next one, compressibility of soil. So compressibility, that is stiffness of soils, also plays main role in a contact pressure distribution. If the soil is ghost grain, the contact pressure is more at the center of the foundation than edges. While in clay soil, the pressure is uniform. So here the pressure distribution depends upon the soil also. The pressure distribution is vary. Next one is type of loading. So first one is concentrated loading. In concentrated loading, the load application point, there is a maximum settlement. But in uniform loading, their settlements are uniform. So general assumptions of contact pressure distributions. In design of foundation, the contact pressure is assumed to be uniform in flexible because there is no problem arises. But when it comes to rigid foundations, this assumption may lead to cause unsafe because the contact pressure is not uniform in this case. This happens means the soil may tends to failure. However, the soil under footing acts as elastoplastic material just before the soil failure occur. So the assumptions are to be justified at the ultimate stage. So due to contact pressure distribution between this foundation or the soil, the settlement may be occurs. So settlement may be leads to a variation of pressure distributions or depends, it also depends upon the characteristics of soil and their ground conditions. Before designing the footing, the engineer must should be knowledge on the contact pressure distribution on different type of soil or different types of footing. They may be either rigid or flexible. In this video, we see about the contact pressure distribution under the different type of footing and the settlement. Thank you.